All right, guys, here we go. So today, you guys, you have your checklist to work on. We're going to go over, I'm going to use the pretest to kind of go over some things that you guys need to know, and we'll get started here going forward. So when you see stuff that looks like this, like f minus g, that's supposed to be a g, guys. So if we go f minus g of x, so if you see any one of these, I want you to do this to the problem. So if you see f minus g, you're going to take f of x and you're going to subtract g of x. If you see f plus g of x, you're going to take f of x, you're going to do plus g of x. F times, this should be right here, f times g means f of x times g of x. And then f divided by g means f of x divided by g of x. And then this one here, f of x, and then the whole thing squared means you're going to multiply f of x times f of x. So this is function notation. This this denotes function. I got a fly in here, it's driving me crazy. Notes f of x is a certain function and g of x is a certain function. So they have to give you something. So this is like number 5 on the pretest. We missed this one, not, I don't think, because you don't know what you were doing. I think it's just you made a little algebra mistake on it. So that's where we're headed with this one. So if I have f of x, and it's not supposed to be squared there, guys. Sorry. If I have f of x and I ask you to go f of x, and I'm going to say find f of x squared, okay? Or it's going to say simplify, okay? It's going to say simplify. What I want you guys to do is, if you see this, I want you to do this. So I want to do f of x times f of x. That's what I want you to do. So what is f of x? F of x is 2f plus 5, and that's 2f plus 5. Now I'm just going to do our distributive property here. It's going to be 2f times 2f, which is 4f squared. And then we're going to get 2f times 5, which is 10f, plus 5 times 2f, and then 5 times 5, it's 25. We got to combine, this should be a 10 right here. We have to combine those two. We get 4f squared plus 20f plus 25. That is my simplified answer of this. So what I want you guys to realize is this, that f of x squared is equivalent to 2f minus 5 squared, because that's what f of x is, which is equal to this answer, 4f squared plus 10f plus 25. Okay? So when you see this, you do this by separating the two out. So this is where everybody messed up. This should be 2f. This should be 2f minus 5 times the quantity, 2f minus 5. Or plus 5, sorry, that's plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. This is plus, okay? So I think everybody was okay on this one. We just forgot the middle term. A lot of you probably put 4f squared plus 25. And that fly is driving me crazy. All right, so that's one of the ideas here, okay? All right, so let's look at this next one. What if f of x was p squared plus 8 minus p, and g of x was equal to negative 4 p squared minus p plus 3. Okay, so if I have this one here and I say f minus g of x, that's the same. If I see this, I do this. That's the same as f of x minus g of x, which this means the word find. I need to find another color pen is what I need to do. Find the difference. So this means find the difference. Find the difference. This is like number 3. Number 3 on the pretest. Okay? So if I'm dealing with this, I want f of x to go first, and I want minus g of x. So I want to go f of x, which is p squared plus p minus 8. And I want to subtract g of x, which is, notice how I put this right here. I actually usually use brackets. Negative 4p squared minus p plus 3. Now this is where everybody usually makes their algebra mistake. You guys know what to do. It's just little mistakes like this, and it's just the way it goes. We got to distribute this negative into everything. So it's going to change all the signs. So I'm going to rewrite this a little bit. This may help some of you. I'm going to write f of x right here. And right below it, I'm going to write this. You don't have to do it exactly like this, but this is maybe going to help some of you. Negative times a negative is a positive. So I'm going to have 4p squared. And then a negative times a negative is another plus p. And a negative times a positive is a minus 3. And then I am going to add the columns. P squared plus 4p squared is 5p squared. P plus p is 2 of them. Negative 8 plus negative 11 plus negative 3 is negative 11, and that is my equivalent. So this answer is equivalent. This answer is equivalent to f of x minus g of x, which is equivalent to f minus g, which is equivalent to this one. And then some of you are like, well, why did you add them here? I distributed these in already, so I'm just combining at that point, okay? So we just combine down the column. So I just go straight down the column like that. It's a really easy way to organize polynomials if some of you are kind of struggling with that, okay? Let's see here. Let's see any other crazy little ones that we needed to deal with here. No. Let's kind of tackle a couple of little tougher pieces of information here. All right, so those are kind of the review pieces about what to do. So you got some work with this to do today. Now, I'm going to go ahead and erase this because I really don't need this. We're going to kind of tackle some crazy little ideas. So this is an example. This is an example for on today's work. This is an example for something like, well, maybe like number 6. This may help with number 6. It's going to help with, especially going to help with number 10, number 11, those types of things. And then I got one more example to show you guys, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's make one up here. Let's call it, so here's my example here. Let's say f of x is equal, function notation, f of x is equal to 1/3, let's not do 1/3, let's do 1/2 x to the -4th multiplied by x squared cubed plus 2x to the -2 plus 4. Let's do that, all right? So what we want to do is we want to simplify, okay? Or this can be rewritten as find, no it can't because my pen doesn't work. Find another one, guys. Ooh, more colors. Here we go. Let me get green. I like purple because blue and red make purple, but so this is going to be find the equivalent. This is used a lot, guys. Simplify and find equivalent. Okay, so Look, real quick review. I've got this piece here. So what I need to do is, you guys know it's all the distributive property there, but we got to tackle these negative exponents. And so negative exponents is a review, distributive property is a review, but kind of cleaning up some of these bigger polynomials is maybe not a review. Okay, so let's just go ahead, and I'm going to bring this down here, and I'm going to write it this way. 1/2 times x to the negative 4th times x to the third. Oops. Times x to the 30. Those two there. I'm going to plus, do these two together. 1/2. I'm going to put the 2 out in front, so those two go together. 1/2 times 2. And then that's going to be times x to the negative 4th times x to the negative 2. And then my last one is going to be 1/2 times 4 times x to the negative 4th. So let's clean this up. And you're like, what the heck? Let's clean it all up here. So this is going to be 1/2 because it's got nothing to multiply by. Negative 4 plus 3, because I'm adding those two together, the exponents together. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1, so this is x to the negative 1. Plus 1/2 times 2 is just 1, because half of 2 is 1. And then x to the negative 4th times x to the negative 2, that's going to be x to the negative 6. Plus, right here, 1/2 of 4, which is going to be 2, x to the negative 4th. Now, let's write this here. Okay? This is not very good. Negative 4. So now, here's my thing. I need to get rid of all these negative exponents. So, I'm going to do this. 1/2 plus 1, put that as a fraction, plus 2, we'll put that as a fraction. Okay, so now, if you guys want to notice what I'm going to do. This negative means it goes to the bottom of the fraction. So this will be x to the first power. I moved it down to the bottom of the fraction. This 1 stayed there. I want to move this negative down. So it's going to be x to the 6th. This 2 stays here, but this is negative. I want to move it down to the bottom of the fraction. X to the 4th. So this is my simplified version of this, which is equivalent. This is equivalent to that. Okay? All right, guys, let me think of anything else I need to show you for today. Some review problems that you got to tackle. Let's do one more quick thing here. So off to the side of your notes, if you don't understand where something came from, on the side of your notes, I need you to write, like, where did the 1/2 come from, or where did the 2 come from? I need you guys to do that so I can answer those questions for you. You just got to ask me. All right, so let's do this one. I'm going to set this one up for you. So number 12, this is an example for number 12. And it's the last one of the day, so we got, let's just mess around with this. So I've got f of x is equal to 4x minus y cubed. So we can't just cube this and cube that. That'd be great. It's super easy at that point, but we can't do it. What does this mean? Okay? This means that I got to multiply this by itself 3 times. So I've got to do 4x minus y times 4x minus y times 4x minus y. Okay? So 4x minus y, 4x minus y, 4x minus y. Now what I got to do is I have to multiply these two together right here first. We'll leave this guy off to the side. So what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply those two together, and that's going to give me a little bit different piece. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. Minus y times 4x is going to be minus 4xy. Minus y times 4x is minus 4xy. Negative y times y is plus y squared. And then I'm still left with 4x plus y. So now, I am going to change these two colors on you guys. I'm going to make this one green, and I'm going to make this one black. And, oops, that's supposed to be a minus y. And then this is what we're going to do. So, I'm going to distribute the green one into each of these. Oh, you know what? This right here, I'm going to combine that and make it negative 8xy. So it's 16x squared minus 8xy plus y squared. Okay? So I'm going to kind of cancel that out right there. All right? So I just combined the two like ones here. So I'm going to take the green one right now. I'm going to distribute it in to 16x squared. I'm going to distribute it into negative 8xy. And I'm going to distribute it into y squared. So I'm going to get 4 times 16. It's going to be 64x squared times x is x cubed. And then 4x times negative 8xy. So 4 times 8 is negative 32. X times x is x squared y. 4x times y squared is going to be plus 4xy squared. Okay, so now I'm going to distribute the negative in there. So negative y times 16x squared. So that's going to give me negative 16x squared y. Notice how I lined them up. We lined our columns up here. Then I'm going to do y times 8xy. So that's going to be negative times a negative is a positive. 8 times x, y times y. Notice they're the same. And I'm going to do the last one here. Negative y times y squared gives me negative y cubed. Well, when I deal with that, go down the columns. What do I get? Oh, let's do this one in red. Final answer, 64x cubed minus 48x squared y plus 12xy squared minus y cubed. All right, guys. So just remember on these, you got to separate them all out and kind of tackle them from there. But that's our basic video, and we will tackle it later. Tomorrow's homecoming. Today is the King's Rally. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you soon.